Hello and welcome to the Stock Planner channel. Gonna be a long winter. I know we're sitting here enjoying the summer, but get ready, and Europe needs to get ready too, because Putin has got something up his sleeve. I believe he's going to use oil and energy to freeze out Europe. It seems like he has all the cards when it comes to energy in Europe. Europe has become dependent on Russia and oil, foreign oil. Before I get into this short video and recommend 3 oil stocks that I think you should be looking at, adding to your watch list for this winter, I want to remind you that the Stock Planner channel is an education channel. We share our ideas and learn from each other, but we do it our own diligence. And we develop our own strategy, because you cannot follow somebody else's strategy, especially on the internet. You need to develop your own. Anyway, I'm looking at 3 oil stocks. Let's get into it. Well, the first one is Exxon Mobil. And by the way, I bought U.S. oil a few days ago, so I'm already long in one trade. Everybody knows what Exxon Mobil is. It produces crude oil and gas in the United States and internationally. One of the big sisters. It's only a little bit undervalued. It had some bad years in the past. It pays a dividend. Dividend healthy. The future doesn't look that bright because of the conditions of the green energy deal, and it's only a little bit undervalued. But looking at the chart, we see that this has been a nice move up. Let's go to TradingView and look at the chart there. We see that nice run up and a bit of a pullback at the moment. This is the RSI, was oversold and has come back. The stochastic RSI, oversold and come back. And we like the MACD to be below the zero line. It's not quite. This is a zigzag indicator. It's not an indicator at all. It looks to the future and then paints these perfectly for tops and bottoms. And I use it to find other indicators. In this case, the MACD, excuse me, the RSI is overbought, stochastic overbought, and the MACD above the zero line. When all 3 of those occur within a few bars of each other, that gives a sell signal. The opposite is true for the buy, but we don't have the MACD is not quite below, a little bit. So my indicators are saying might go up. TipRanks is a mostly free tool. If you want to really get a lot out of it, you have to pay a small fee. Very cheap. I'm using the free version. Exxon Mobil is trading at 94. It's supposed to go to 112. 12 analysts are covering this. I don't know who they are. And this is an average number. And they're rating it a strong buy. And I'm not sure what the reasons are, but here's my reasons. I believe Germany is in a recession, and their growth has slowed today. It was just announced. Deutsche Bank says a recession is inevitable. Heading recession 2 hours ago. This is not good for Germany, but Germany is very dependent on Putin oil. They've stopped the oil supplies in Europe. I thought it was a temporary, and you can see here's a threat. Putin says Russia to stop supplying energy if Western price caps imposed. The war's not going for him very well in Ukraine, and I believe he's going to use oil this winter as a leverage. That's why I think this is realistic. The next stock is CVX, ticker Chevron. One of my favorites. Undervalued a bit, 17%. Earnings grew by, 709%. Wow. Pays a reliable dividend. And this is a warning. Earnings are expected to decline. The snowflake is mostly green. That's good. And the future doesn't look bright for this company either, only because of the energy restrictions that are being placed on oil, on fossil fuels. Exxon Mobil, we just mentioned, is a competitor. And we see that same upward movement, a little pullback, and now we're growing. The RSI, and by the way, my settings, this is TradingView, my settings are in the description below. The RSI was below the 30 and came back around. The stochastic below the 20 and came back around. And this time, the MACD is slightly below the 0. All 3 conditions occurred. And right now, the zigzag doesn't know what it's doing. Like I said, it looks to the future and waits in order to be perfect. They'll always get these tops and bottoms perfectly because it's repainting itself to be perfect. And you can only use it to go ahead and find other indicators that will go ahead and help you predict these tops and bottoms. You can't use the zigzag. But right now the zigzag is waiting. So that's a good sign for maybe going up. And the secondary, which is a little dotted line, secondary zig, smaller zig, is stopped right there. So I don't know if it's going up or down, but based on what I just told you about the energy issue in Europe, I think oil is going to go up. And that same issue is going to be here in America too. Guaranteed. Whatever happens in Europe for oil and energy costs and recession is going to happen here. Chevron trading at 157. The price is a little higher than Exxon Mobil. And it says it's going to go to 179, 180. 16 analysts following it. And a couple of them really love it. And that's 202. This is an average again. Moderate buy for Chevron. And the last stock I'm watching is not a stock at all. It's a basket full of stocks. An ETF called XLE. Very popular, very tradable. And since it's a basket full of stocks, you're not going to see a lot of information. But it's following that same pattern as Chevron and XLE. Current price of about $80. 79, $80. And this is the exact same pattern. There's your RSI coming back around. The stochastic RSI come back around. And that MACD is right at that zero line, just like it was for Exxon Mobil. That seems to be industry-wide. When they all occur about the same time, that's a time when you can look for a long. I don't know. But I do think for the next 90 days, if you're an option trader, to put a trade on, to stay above this line, especially with the threats of Putin, recession fears, energy fears, fear of freezing out, I think it could be well served. So what do you think of energy for long and adding these three stocks to your watch list? An ETF called XLE, which includes XLE, Exxon Mobil and Chevron, and a lot of others. Chevron, CVX, and Exxon Mobil, XOM, to your watch list. That's all I have for you right now. Remember to do your own due diligence. Add this to your watch list. I'm going to have a busy morning. We'll catch you on the flip.